Speed.
And we're live! It's not going to be a speed podcast. Okay. 495!
I'm wearing this shirt and this shirt.
Well, welcome to the Incoherent Thought Podcast, featuring the Fortnite 5. 4. Charles.
There's 5 of us.
Hey, Charles.
There's 5 of us.
Charles, he's having a birthday weekend. So
we've never had 5 like, on the video.
Has he even made the video?
Huh?
He
made the table one, the first
he
one.
made the table.
Oh, we did. The
Yeah.
Last Supper one.
Instantly contradicted.
Okay. Well, I was thinking the same thing. I was like, we have a 5th friend.
It would be funny though if we were the Fortnite 5, we didn't have a 5th.
Feels like it's heading that
We
direction.
can make that happen.
Charles, I hope you're having a good birthday weekend. Huh?
Yes.
Yeah, it's birthday
Happy
weekend.
birthday.
30.
Cha-cha-cha.
Yeah. Cha-cha-cha. What he's doing.
Yeah, okay, we'll be editing that.
No, we won't. He will. It's gonna be double.
More like cha-cha-cha's coming around.
Like in the background.
Cha-cha-cha-cha-cha-cha-cha. All right, so we got Tom Cruise, Mega Man shirt.
Hey man,
It's a good shirt. I like that shirt.
Yeah, it's the best shirt we've had so far.
I like that. Best shirt. Huh?
Oh, yeah.
That's a great shirt.
Not even playing. Rob?
Ah,
Yeah, good X-Men shirt.
X-Men shirt.
The only reason I don't like that X-Men shirt is that's the only good one I can ever find online. And so I can't buy it.
'Cause I'm already
Can't buy
wearing
it. They have like other colors. They don't have like just the blue, but it's still like, eh.
It's the same
Well,
shirt.
Rob's about to lose that one. It's gone.
There's a hole right there.
It's holy. It's like
It's a hole.
There's a hole.
Yeah, it's gonna be about to be a sleeveless.
It's about to be a
You're gonna have to rock a sleeveless.
It's gonna have to sleep.
Oh!
Or
may not have got that.
I guess only one of us could wear it.
Guess I'm getting a new shirt after this.
I have a Batman Target shirt on. It's not my favorite, really. I really don't even like it, but I like Batman, so I wear it.
Okay.
And we got Napoleon in a. That's a good shirt, Napoleon. Pop's Barbershop, Luke Cage. It's good. Where'd you get it? Online?
online. Sam, the wife,
Oh, Sam.
handling thing.
Didn't even tell you about it? She just ordered it? Wow.
That's good
Okay,
stuff.
that's impressive.
Relationship goals there.
She's great.
Well,
Yeah, she's good. Well, if you haven't been keeping
She
up,
don't watch the video.
leave a
though.
like if she's great.
If you don't.
If you haven't been keeping up with our podcast, you would know what this is. It's the Alien Covenant podcast, right, guys?
Yeah.
I'm sure everybody's
I
excited
know
about
this
it.
is the Guardians one.
We'll do Guardians. Just Guardians again.
This is Guardians retake.
I think we should comment on we've pretty much all had second viewings and we totally love Guardians 2 now.
Yeah, we
want to shoot all of us from the past.
That's last. I would just if you somehow are listening, just don't go back and listen to that one.
Yeah,
Just take it as if we all liked Guardians Volume 2. It was great
Yeah.
and no problems.
Not a flaw.
Not a flaw at all.
Love the group, big group. It's great.
Maybe it's like Baby Groot. No, but so Alien Covenant, we all saw it
We all
separately.
saw it.
Well, I guess you guys.
Sort of.
We saw it together.
It's not together. There's no avoiding that. But yeah,
So-
it's all
There's a way to avoid it.
separate.
I mean,
you tried to avoid
Your
it.
second viewing was better. I
You
guess.
actively
Yeah.
tried to avoid it. Your second
The
viewing.
second.
So we want to do just a real quick, like, dick scale.
Flaccid.
Okay. Rob.
I wouldn't go so far as to say flaccid. It wasn't. I liked it. It wasn't great, but it wasn't bad. So I guess just normal. just sitting there, just sitting
not
there.
Flaccid.
Yeah.
Not like, okay. That was hard. I liked it.
You're hard. Wow. This will be interesting.
I was actually raging up until the end. Like, I was like on the
Yeah.
edge of my seat. I was really into it. And then at the end, it was just like, let down. So,
Huh. Wow.
I thought it was much better than Prometheus.
It was better than Prometheus, but not by much.
it was much better than Prometheus.
It was much better.
So, yeah,
Felt
there, by
kind
much, yes.
of-
I thought it was much better than Prometheus. I'm more curious of Rob's take. I actually, your take is almost like, well, you went in not liking it, you didn't want to like it, and he came out not liking it.
Surprise!
I mean, what really happened?
Heyo.
We watched David just sitting in the cave with a flute for a while, and then a bunch of nameless characters got killed like that.
I don't know. Sounds like Alien to me.
Like none of the aliens ever had that kind of like the creepy feel.
Well, that's the thing is that the David thing was at the end. In the beginning, and in the middle, we had
I like Walter.
we were attached to people. We had horror. We had. It's exactly what the movie we were going to see, a sci-fi horror film. And
the
then,
first part where the crew, that part was fine and good, but once they got to the planet, it was just like whatever to me. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of like
Yeah.
pretty. I thought it was pretty straightforward for what I thought it would be. I mean, I didn't think much more would really happen. I guess. I mean, I thought it was cool when David first showed up. I mean, I was wondering if they were gonna, if the girl was gonna show back up, or if David would show back up. I thought it was cool. So it's still like an homage to the first one, to Prometheus, which I actually like Prometheus a little bit more now with this sequel, which we had said, I had said prior, since now there's like more continuation of it. Except for I did think they dumped on it a little bit as well, kind of like kind of the classic thing of like where like where's she going? What's she gonna do? Like what's she gonna do? And then you just come to that sequel. She dead.
The alien 3D.
And also it's kind of like
exactly.
They
Yeah.
kinda alien,
Like perfectly.
Perfectly.
Which bummed me out. I wanted her to be alive.
We all did.
yeah, I did too. And it's kind of, it was a little bit of a letdown. It was like, oh, yeah, David's just a piece of shit.
Yeah.
It's like, because he kind of like, wasn't it like sort of at the end of the one, he was like maybe could redeem himself a little bit or whatnot. And I was like, no, he's just
He's a
as shitty as can be.
straight up piece of shit.
Yeah.
But I liked that he was in it. I kind of liked that still, that I liked the continuation that he was in it. And even though I didn't like that he was a piece of shit, I still enjoyed it as far as what that was. I agree that the Alien, I don't know if it'll ever be as scary as it was like an Alien 1. Somehow it's maybe because you've seen it so many times and all that, like it just sort of just seems like a mindless monster now.
Mm-hmm.
Where like in the first one there was like a legit, like it was like scary when it was there.
Yeah, like
Type of thing.
Like, I felt like there could have been more in that kind of regard. Like it was just kind of like the alien kind of came out immediately, not from a face hugger, just came out from like going into the guy's ear.
But that was a different type of alien.
It's a different type, but like I don't know.
He explains that.
Okay.
Well, I was saying,
Right. He did explain that, which was fine.
Didn't even have to cut it.
I was curious. I'm curious where the eggs came from, though.
Which eggs?
What?
The face hugger eggs, which are
made
traditionally
them.
laid by a queen. He made them, like he shaped a ball of clay.
I think he used whatever egg stuff from Elizabeth and experimented.
Well,
Like
with
he took an
things.
ovary egg and made it into a.
Fuck, I don't know why I'm
BB-8
not
egg?
studying it, but yeah, I don't know.
Well,
I don't know
this is
what
the
he
end part that I had. That I started losing my heart.
Yeah.
I was getting answers.
Yeah, the
I
egg
thought I
was-
was gonna get I thought I was gonna get the first queen.
Yeah.
And I didn't.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
eggs was confusing. Well, it makes you wonder, as like Ridley Scott is like kind of doing his own. Not that he's doing his own thing. I mean, I guess it was his original thing, but like, I don't know how much he's paying attention to Aliens 2 at all. Like,
Right.
he's clearly making it from like what his vision is. I'm not sure he's considering Alien 2
That's a good point.
to be a thing or not. Because
Yeah.
he keeps talking about this is all the prequel until Alien, like the Alien he made. I'm not sure he's considering Aliens 2.
I don't think he is either.
Because like there would have had to be, because I was actually thinking the same thing with him, like, oh, is he talking about that he like somehow made a queen?
Yeah.
And then like more was like, no, he somehow made these eggs. And I was like, this doesn't make it's not making enough sense to me totally. But I kind of was like, sometimes like when you get so much information, sorry Rob, but sometimes you get so much information real quick from one character explaining things, you're like, oh, did I miss it? Did I kind of miss it? Like, because I kind of got the mosquito thing real quick. I was like, focus on the mosquito thing. And then I
That's
was like,
exactly how I am.
and I was like, fuck. But it wasn't enough to be like, oh, fuck. Fuck it. You know, I was more like, oh, I might have to try to figure out, you know, or maybe he hasn't totally revealed yet.
I was
type
just
of thing.
like, I'll just have Rob explain to me
That's
later.
kind of what I was thinking too.
Because like, one thing I was
He always
kinda
picks up on it.
I was like, their origin. They keep doing origins for this alien, and I'm like, what is the origin? So who is there no queen? Like, and he's like, well, you know, once there's just a lot of them, maybe they'll just make a queen. We've never
Well,
seen
that's
a lot of
just
them.
kind of. So
I could be wrong, but
Tom had we kind of talked a little bit. He had the same issue where he's like, why is there no queen? Like he was all confused. And the Rob cut for this, and I don't know how true this is, but so in all the movies, we mostly just see like one alien. It's usually one alien, maybe two aliens. The only one we really see them a lot is aliens, where they're stuck
Shit.
swarm of them. Now maybe when they
alien.
swarm, that's when they develop like ants. They have the queen, because even in the insect kingdom, they'll just make a queen. Like a queen will just come out of nowhere, and then that's the queen. We got to protect her and all that. So maybe together that group just made, because they had a whole colony of survivors, maybe they just made their own kind of new evolution.
Yeah, like maybe it's like that life finds a way thing. So
Yeah.
like once there's like a certain amount of them created, they like somehow they like kind of somehow evolution creates the queen, so that they can keep populating instead of having to have somebody do it.
Yeah, because even in this movie, he was showing it's like, oh, it's a mosquito thing. Now it's like facehugger prototype, then the facehugger we know, then actual alien we know, like that kind of thing.
Because in Aliens, like the queen she's laying the facehugger egg.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Does it have to? Oh, but that's why there's so many, because they all facehug the
the colonist.
colonists. That's right.
Yeah, but they had
That's why
so
there's so
many.
many.
But in all the other alien movies, except maybe Resurrection, I can't even remember.
Resurrection, the math don't check out.
Yeah, every other one. So Alien 1 was the one alien. Alien 3 was like the one alien.
Yeah.
An alien dog.
Alien
Well,
dog.
because they pulled an alien like from one of her clones.
Yeah.
An alien 3?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They
one
were
of her
cloning.
clones.
There was like a bunch of Ripley's. That's why she had like a 9 or something like on her.
Right.
In 3?
Yeah, the prison
Oh.
one.
Oh, I didn't know she was a clone though. I thought she was the original one though.
No, in 3 she's the original. Resurrection's the
Oh, I'm
clone.
sorry.
Yeah, I was like, wait, no, yeah, she's 3. She's original, and like one just stowed away on the ship.
Yeah.
No.
And then it actually face hugged her, the queen.
Right.
And then she had it in her. That's why
She-
they were killing her. And then she, spoilers, dies at the end of it. And then to bring her back, they cloned her in
Yeah.
Resurrection. So it's
Gets math on the egg.
Those are blended in my head.
It gets done.
that's like, because one of the big complaints people had with Aliens, even though it's one of the most beloved, is that the aliens were so just. There were so many of them; they were just kind of like cannon fodder.
Right, and then they became like easier to kill.
Right.
I felt like, because I was actually thinking of that in this one a little bit, where it's like, oh, it's so hard to kill, and I was like, every once in a while you think about aliens, like, they were like, they became easy to kill.
Yeah, they were
So,
easy to kill
There's
for.
so many of them.
Well, they also were space marines.
I was gonna say they were space marines.
Yeah, they weren't like.
Yeah, but
Future, more advanced weapon.
Yes.
That was my reason, but
Exactly.
yeah,
I mean,
I did think that this one was back to original alien strength, where it was just like
Yeah, I mean, these
tearing
guys were
Oh,
like
yeah.
Marines. Oh yeah, I guess they weren't Marines, but they were like special forces.
They weren't.
But I guess they
They were just a crew of.
They
a
also
ship.
weren't prepared what was going to happen.
They worked for that.
It's when you don't know like what your threat's going to be.
Yeah, they didn't know because Prometheus just disappeared in their time. Well, I guess it's the same timeline, but yeah, they obviously were idiots. I mean, they made so many stupid mistakes in that movie. Like, let's just like sit down here. I hope there's no creatures. You know.
I actually tricked myself into suspecting or thinking this was going to happen, and was hoping that that David's ship, the one they commandeered, like I thought in some scene with all the stuff going on, it would like fall over and start rolling, and then someone would run to the side just to like retcon that.
Just
So it's
really?
like, oh, I made it. Yeah, just like I was really thinking like that would happen, because like there was one point where a lot of stuff was going on. I thought like, ooh, that's gonna fall. They're gonna knock it. It's gonna be rolling. Someone's gonna run to the side.
Yeah, I honestly I liked it overall, and I thought it felt like an alien movie a lot more than it felt like Prometheus, but it felt like an alien movie a lot more to me, and it made me want to like. I now have like I'm kind of excited for like more sequels to keep going. I'm not sure exactly where they're going with it. I was wondering for a little bit. I was like, oh, maybe like this ship that they're flying is like the colony ship of Alien 2. Like maybe this is the colony.
Oh.
And
Yeah,
maybe
isn't
that,
that what it's like supposed to be?
maybe that's what's preluding to.
No, it's
No.
a different planet they're going to.
Well,
Plus,
who knows what planet they're going to end up on though?
well, the thing.
That's that might be.
Well, there
the thing
wasn't
in
a
Alien,
colony.
In Alien, it's not. There's not a colony, right?
Right.
They get sent to a strange distress signal that they don't know.
Oh, no, I was
and they
talking-
find the David, or not the David ship, but a
No, I was
creator ship.
talking about maybe that this
Oh,
ship
the aliens?
is the aliens colony ship.
No, because
But those colonists actually had like a thing. They had like a life
yeah,
before. And these ones would obviously just wake up
Right,
to
right, right.
yeah.
experimentation.
The Aliens ones were after Alien. They colonized LV-426. I don't know the
Because
exact.
Ripley's in sleep for like 30 or something years after.
Yeah, it's like
Alien.
50 actually. It's like
Yeah.
something.
I know she
ridiculous.
loses a daughter in there.
Yeah, she loses her daughter. Yeah, it's not the same, but I guess there's going to be a sequel to this one.
Yeah, there's like 2.
2 at least. Ridley Scott said something like he wanted to do 6 or something. I don't.
He's getting
That's,
crazy. He's getting a little crazy.
That's not going to happen. I don't think.
I just don't know how much farther the story can go. I mean, just because he kind of. Again, I like this one, and I still want to see sequels, and we'll see where he kind of goes with it. But I was a little kind of surprised too, like where it was. I didn't realize it was going to be so attached to Prometheus. I thought this would be like maybe different. I don't know what I'm talking about here, but it just.
It makes sense with your guys' realization that it doesn't include aliens into the math. That now I see why he killed 5, and I'm even more mad about it.
Dude, I'm kind of, especially after this one, I'm kind of. Although Tom just said, "Oh, they just would have done this movie, but it would have been a similar movie, but with Hicks instead, or something like that."
Probably true.
Which is
Right.
like,
If they
yeah.
made Alien 5, it would have just been like this, and just Hicks' character probably would have gotten killed.
And Rob would have walked out like, it was great.
No,
The hero's death is fine.
Yeah, I still don't
I really
want to
liked Tennessee, though.
Yep.
I really liked
Tennessee was great, dude.
Did I just
Tennessee was great.
talk over you or something?
Actor.
No.
No, nobody. Yeah.
No, Tennessee was great.
I was just laughing at the Tennessee.
Oh, yeah.
Well, it was. I was laughing at the very end. It was like he made it.
Yeah.
the whole movie.
Did he though? Because they're kind of.
I
They're
mean,
screwed.
oh,
but
he's
He's
but-
screwed, but he made it.
the
He
movie,
fucking made
yeah.
the whole
And we
movie.
were like, well, at least he's gonna die.
Yeah, but McBride, he didn't play it McBride. He played it normal.
He played it good.
He played it normal.
Oh, I love this character. I
Yeah.
was like, every time he put that hat on, I was like, yeah.
Really, or that into him?
I was into Tennessee. I liked the crew space part. I did like that a lot. Once it got to like the alien stuff, Charles and Rob didn't agree, but I thought the first baby alien CGI was like horrendous for me. A lot of people, I guess, don't agree. And then like the other half of the crew that we didn't focus on were like the cannon fodder clearly, but like it still was just like it's like the guy who like got a cigarette and got the thing. It's like
yeah, basically the soldier guys.
yeah, it's like, oh, it's the first time I see this guy. Oh, so they do have a piece of shit, I guess, on their crew. And then he just immediately, like, it's just like, people just kind of just went without,
He
like...
wasn't really a piece of shit. I mean,
Well, that's, like, kind of like the character they were trying to portray. Like, he's just in, like, a new world, like, flicking the cigarette, like, yeah, fuck it, yeah. I'm just, you know...
I didn't really take it like that.
I don't know. I mean,
That's how I
there are
took it.
space traveling people. Because me, in the beginning, when they changed course, I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? No, you planned, you sorted this out, you don't go to
Yeah.
a strange
Well, I
signal.
think they.
But in Alien,
yeah.
it's in their contract they have to go to investigate those things. It's like why they go to the strange
Well,
signal in the first place.
Yeah.
I think it wasn't like. I don't think it was heavily. I think they tried to give it a reason, like because they had like the thing where he was like, he didn't have the confidence of the crew and all that. Like that's why the whole like Franco dying with no footage.
Right.
They tried to give reason to why I think this guy like made his decision. They like tried to give him a little bit of backstory, but then but they didn't really have enough time, or they didn't try that hard to like do it enough. I mean, I think that's why because he seemed indecisive or whatever, and he seemed like he was having a hard time like with the crew, and he wanted to be captain, and then he had some weird faith thing too that like they just kind of brush over, like he's a man of faith, but like. I don't like. I think there was some weird discovery thing that he wanted to have, or he thought he was pleasing some of the other crew members when he made the decision to go, except for number 2 or whatever. So I think that was like supposed to be meant of like why he made the decision, but like it just didn't come across. Oh, I had to kind of like I had to cut it a little bit.
Yeah,
like, okay, I kind of see why he was doing, but not. They didn't really tell me enough of why it happened. But it seemed like he made that decision because of like he wanted to get the crew to trust him, and there was some weird indecisive thing that he had, and some weird faith thing he had.
That makes sense. I thought it was a good enough reason to not want to fucking go back in those pods. I thought that was a good enough reason.
Right, and they said
I was
that
like,
too.
dude, Franco just fried horribly based on just like a freak accident in space.
Yeah.
We have 7 years there, or we could just do 2 weeks. I mean, I also was thinking like, if you plan this whole space expedition thing, you go to where you're supposed to go.
I think he was trying to be the hero,
But,
because
yeah.
the planet seemed better, more habitable, and all that. And I think he was trying to be like, we're not going to get in the pods, and now the crew's gonna like me. Because remember his wife even said like the like, oh, these people are gonna have to be your neighbors and stuff.
Mhm.
Like
Yeah.
after we're done with this, like
Not your crew.
they're not gonna be your crew. They're gonna be your neighbors. So you kind of need to like get on
Yeah.
board with these guys. And I think all that was supposed to kind of link into why he made his decision.
Yeah.
So,
I think that.
but you're right. Like, no, go where you're fucking supposed to go.
Well, I disagree
Stay awake
with
for
that.
7 years.
I think they should have investigated it. I don't think they should have done the.
Helmet
We're gonna
free
live here. Yeah, helmet
wander.
free wander. But I mean, you had a weird signal from a human from that planet, so it's like, what the fuck?
Where
is
they're
that?
not supposed to be.
It's
Right,
a
it wasn't-
uncharted planet or whatever. Like I would have investigated it. Because it was only 2 weeks away, and then you can just go right back on your course.
That's what maybe you think they were thinking.
But I didn't think the plan. We're like, oh, this is our new home. I'm like, no, this planet's not gonna be a good home. I could just tell that from when they landed on it.
And sent the whole crew.
Well, but you also knew.
Yeah, the whole crew.
You also knew what the movie was, so of course you knew the planet wasn't going to be.
Even just looking at it though, like if I were to land, it looked very similar to the Prometheus planet.
Yeah, but again, think about it. You didn't even know about the Prometheus planet. Like you're just a space guy. You don't think there's going to be some like killer alien on there. You're flying down the planet. It has mountains, water, land, like good air, clean
has
air.
no animals.
Part of the scan
no-
that
That
there's no
was-
animals.
Did they mention that in the scan? Because
No, they didn't mention the
She
scan.
just mentions it like when she says something about
But I
it.
think that scan would pick that up.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Even just like
the
when
no
you're-
animal thing would be a.
You don't go with no helmet. You don't know what's in the fucking
Yeah,
air.
you don't do it.
You
Yeah.
don't breathe in like it's like, oh,
Yeah.
we don't have the immune system for whatever's in
Yeah,
here.
yeah.
You don't go no helmet.
You don't go no helmet. That was
So-
you don't go no helmet.
Yeah, if they went with helmets, they would have been fine,
These guys were very
right?
At least 2 of them.
Yeah, these guys were very stupid. It was like maybe the stupidest like sci-fi crew that I've seen in recent memory because the dudes that are walking around, they don't even know what's on the planet, no helmet. The
Yeah,
guy's
no
like
helmet.
sniffing spores.
Yeah.
I'm like, ugh.
It
You
didn't
know?
even have like the standard like pretty thing, like, oh, this draws my attention. It looked like 2 8 balls.
Right.
Like, let me get my face up in that.
Yeah, that did remind me. Like I did like that when the captain got face hugged. It wasn't just like let's stare at the thing opening up. It was David going like, "Hey, take a look."
Yeah.
David's such a piece
Yeah.
of shit,
It's
dude.
pretty sweet, man, when they
No,
did
yeah.
a little twist.
Yeah, yeah.
You're gonna like what's in there.
Yeah, because I originally thought that scene was just like the same thing with the snake. Like, ooh, I'm so entranced by it. But now he was just kind of like,
So like overall, like again, I pretty much enjoy it. I mean that some of the stuff you're saying is definitely stupid. Like I really didn't even think of the no helmet thing, and now that you're saying it's kind of like fuck. And the David being there and David being bad was like annoying, but at the same time it's like he was bad last time. I guess it makes sense. And he talked about it. His model had some weird thing that he was like trying to create, so it would. He's been around for so long that like he can't not create. And he was already fucked from Wayland, obviously.
yeah.
The only thing that I really didn't like, and it was just so obvious.
Oh,
I know what you're gonna say.
When-
the switcheroo.
The switcheroo
Yeah.
was like,
Yeah.
dude, it was like when you don't show him holding a rock, and then the next scene is the guy coming out with like a smile. You're just like, dude, like it's. I'm waiting. So there's another 25 minutes so that you can reveal that it's fucking David.
Yeah.
I thought that was like really poorly done.
Yeah.
And really just like, oh, what a fucking mediocre fucking turn.
When they already showed his healing factor.
Yeah.
And now he's got cuts on his face.
Right.
It's
Yeah.
so stupid.
I leaned over to Robin and I was like, "That's so damn."
Everybody,
It was so
the
annoying.
whole
It was
theater
so
knew.
annoying.
The whole
Who didn't
theater.
think that was
Like,
going to
this
be
shit just
David?
came out with the name tag. Don't change your uniform.
Which is because I like Walter.
I like Walter.
Walter
And it was
was
also
cool.
stupid because they did the cool part where like Walter's back.
Yeah.
Because remember, like at first I was like, "Fuck yeah, Walter's fucking back." I like Walter. He's like, and then at first I was like, "Oh, he's like the upgrade. He's like a better fighter." And then all of a sudden they were like somehow equal at fighting again. And I was like, "Oh,
He can't beat the improvisation.
doesn't make
Yeah.
fucking
The
sense."
creating moves.
I thought that was stupid though. I
Very stupid.
thought that was stupid.
The
And then
fight scene.
And then, because at first he gets in, Walter's back, his upgrades, he's throwing them, he's like
Yeah.
kicking his ass for a second, and then all of a
Yeah.
sudden, for whatever reason, like, it's equal, and then, it was like so dumbly obvious.
Yeah.
It was like, I mean, even if at least would have like had him come down with it, like maybe they cut off and you see like a squirt of the white blood, maybe you at least could have been like, oh, I'm not quite sure which one happened. But the idea that the last scene is him with the rock up and him
David
grabbing
reaching
the
for a
knife.
yeah.
It's just like what, like why even do that? They might as well just show David kill him again and then show up.
Right.
I mean, what? I mean, like, because seriously, I was sitting there like, wow, great. Like, there's the end of the movie still happening, but like, I have to wait 25 minutes just for them to be like, hey, David, like, get the David wink.
Yeah.
I think it was very poorly done, but I think what they were going for was they wanted you to think that's fucking David. Like, don't fucking let him on the
Don't
ship.
trust him. Don't get
So
him.
you're kind of like the whole time, like
Yeah.
you're watching it, you're like David's gonna fucking pull the switch. It's David. It's
Yeah, when
David.
he's like helping him with the alien.
Yeah,
It's
like you
gonna
think
be
they're
like-
gonna shut an airlock on him.
Let me help you get into the ship.
Well, it was obvious
Awesome.
though. Like, I mean, I guess it wasn't obvious. Like, they tried to do it where he like took a deep breath as if like, oh, they made it, and you could tell it was like, no, he wanted the alien to kill them.
Yeah, no,
I
I
wanted that alien.
But I think what they were doing is they were trying to build that tension where you think he's not gonna open that door for him. He's not gonna he's gonna fuck him over. So you're, oh fuck, like David's gonna fuck, you know,
adds an extra,
like an extra, like I think that's what they were going for. I mean, I could be giving them too much credit. They could have just been trying to be like, oh, you don't know it's not Walter, but
yeah.
Sam and I also still think Walter's still there.
he might be.
And
Yeah.
like
Walter let him
like healing himself. Like David like incapacitated him, but didn't like completely destroy him.
Well, because wasn't that
he's gonna heal himself, and something's gonna happen where he's coming back in the later
That'd be
movies.
cool.
It's definitely
You
possible.
could like fight, like,
'Cause
repair the
with-
ship or
with-
something.
No on-screen death.
No on-screen
No
death.
death.
No death.
I should have seen that coming when he cut his hair. I was kind of like, oh, now you're cutting your hair after all this time.
I knew
He's,
they were
like,
gonna
trying
do
to
something.
look like Walter.
Because I was like, no, I can't tell them apart. Why would they do? Makes sense.
I'm surprised his hair could grow. That was kind of weird to me.
He cut it in Prometheus.
Did he?
Yeah.
I forgot that.
And
He styled it to look like Lawrence of Arabia.
I forgot that he dyed his hair blonde.
Mm-hmm.
Because I remember going like, why doesn't he have blonde hair? Like when he cut it, and then I realized they were trying to show you very clearly that his roots were blonde, but it was just like it wasn't like thinking about it for some reason. And then I remembered like, oh yeah, he dyed his hair in Prometheus to look like Lawrence Olivier.
I guess I just thought that like he had his hair they already made him with and just cut it to look like Lawrence of Arabia, but I didn't know he could grow hair.
Fassbender's definitely like the best part of both those movies, though.
He's great.
He's good in almost every.
Yeah, but he's like I liked David in the first one, and I really liked Walter in this one.
I like David in the first one. I didn't want him to be a piece of shit, but this is just my own thing. I didn't want him to be a piece of shit. I wanted him and Shaw. Like I wanted the whole like okay. I didn't like that she was dead, but I would rather just okay she died in the crash and he's still going to create things. I didn't like the idea that it's like she built him and then he killed her.
It's definitely one of those. It's definitely one of those things too, where you're like kind of like, wow, cool, glad that Shaw survived Prometheus,
right. So like no one from Prometheus survived.
so that she can have like a horrific death, clearly.
Alien 3.
and dissected and
Alien. The biggest problem I have with Alien 3 is they did that.
so.
But
But
I wasn't as attached to Shaw as like Alien's characters,
Right.
So it was like
I wasn't
slightly
like
more
necessarily as attached to Shaw, but like when I watch a movie that's a sequel that's connected to the first one, I like to be connected.
I get
to it
attached to
and-
the connection as well, and I get attached to like her being around still. Like I
Yeah.
agree with that. Like it wasn't. So it's not as bad as like Hicks, where like it's like or like if it's a weird example, but like say if they ever made like another Predators, right, and like just the first scene is like a Adrian Brody's head swinging on a thing. It's like fucking cool.
Cool. So like now, whenever we go back and watch the first one, it's just like, well,
That guy ends up being a head.
She's getting dissected.
Well, that was
Yeah.
a concern. It's like we watched those prologues or whatever, and they showed her putting him back together, and they showed him arriving to that planet not crashing, and I was just like,
Oh, I never watched those prologues.
oh, so I was like, what's he mean? She
Were
died
those
in
the
the
Rebellion
crash.
prologues you're talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, I never
I was
watched
like all
it.
confused
I
until
kind of
they
wish I
showed her
would have.
body.
Well, I didn't
Yeah,
know
she
she
was
was
just
going to
hiding.
put
It
something
was.
on
Yeah,
it.
it was very.
Oh, see, I didn't watch those prologues. I knew nothing about them. I kept thinking like, because
It was
I
gonna
read
spoil.
stuff earlier that she was like they had cast her to be in the movie, so I kept going like where the like when they were talking about her being dead, and they showed her dead. I was like, oh, what was that? Just like a room? So she was actually in it. She was just in the
Yeah,
prologue.
so that's why I was like, there's spoilers because I saw like Shaw. I didn't want to say, well, it's connected to Prometheus.
That sucks. It was like a spoiler, but not a spoiler.
Yeah, you
That
almost needed them.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, right. You need because if we didn't watch, now I felt like bad about like bitching about the grandmas at like Apple Tea or whatever the hell it was.
Because I thought that was going
Yeah.
to be in the movie.
I thought it was going to be a movie, so I was like, okay, why? I'm going to have to sit through this whole thing again. But it's like, no, that was actually good to watch because you got to know the crew better. Don't know why they showed Franco sick, but
Yeah.
that you're
Maybe it was just to kind of like
Throw you off.
throw you off. Yeah.
yeah, maybe. But
It's so weird that Franco was
Also,
in it.
Why he couldn't help with his pod?
Huh?
He was a little weak from the sickness. Can't help with the pod.
Oh, maybe. Yeah, maybe. Why do the pods just shoot fire in them? Like, what happened there?
Well, they had a high oxygen thing. I saw that on the screen.
Oh, is that what it was?
So
Like
it's kind of like a Deadpool.
Yeah, see, I miss a lot of things like that. That's why I watch things
I
five
missed
times.
it. I missed it too. Naps, that was really astute to pick up because I didn't. I was like,
I've been
just
reading those
figured.
screens.
I just figured there's like an electrical something happened that ignited something, but I just was like, wow, those are extremely dangerous. It's like we shouldn't ever sleep in those.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, I think it was definitely the oxygen like combusted or something. There's some kind of combustion from the solar flare
Why
or
would
whatever.
they be sealed so good? That don't make no sense.
yeah, right.
Well, because they're in hypersleep.
Yeah, I get whatever.
Okay, yeah, they're in hypersleep, but
There should be a safety.
there's
protocol.
got to be like
Pull
a
off
manual
it,
release.
Right.
If you're gonna lock it with so much steel that you can't open it, that's bad.
Yeah. But yeah, the Shaw thing bummed me out, especially after that thing. So like that bummed me out, and then I just kind of like I didn't want David to be a piece of shit. So once the story turned to just like, oh, it's not just like they're going in this. There's like aliens on this planet. And we kind of find something about it. It's like, oh, he's just a piece of shit. And we're really kind of running from David, not the aliens.
Yeah.
Weren't there face huggers in Prometheus?
That's what I said too, but apparently not.
It was so David put the
The liquid.
in Shaw, not Shaw's.
The
name.
dude's drink.
The dude. I forget what the dude's name is.
Shaw's
Holloway.
husband or
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah.
He bangs Shaw. She gets pregnant with a weird alien baby. She has to have that emergency C-section.
Okay.
That squid thing is what grabs onto the engine.
Turns into a giant.
Yeah.
Okay.
It wasn't a face hugger, but it was like
It did hug his face though.
it was just one of those things where how they're going with these movies is just the goo and whatever form the goo
Wants to take.
yeah, like it's just which I kind of am not really a big fan of. I liked that there was alien creatures but the fact that there's some weird like engineered like just
like weapon,
like mist almost or like a swarm of bees or it was like what is this?
Yeah, the fact that it was coherent to fly into dude's ear
Yeah.
was kind of weird comparison to like nostril guy who just breathed it in.
Right. So
It's a weird combination of
Why-
whatever
why-
it wants to do.
I didn't know they worked like super death locusts. I didn't know it worked like that. I thought you had to
that
fight
was
somebody.
that was a surprise.
Like David just went down and was like, it's like I thought when like, oh, they go to the engineer's planet, they're going to get fucked up because the engineer fucked them up. But no, David was just like, hey, and then these things just like fucking just go through them like
I
nothing.
didn't understand. I thought that was kind of weird too. Where it's like, fuck the engineers.
Oh fuck the engineer.
No, but fuck them. But not that David said fuck them, but it was kind of like, we're like even like Ridley Scott's like, I'm done with the engineers.
Oh, right.
I know I created this whole thing, but it's like, can we just drop a nuke and get rid of the engineers and move on?
You want to charge me how much to create that language?
Right.
Because it was kind of like that was the idea of where Shaw was going. Was like, I'm gonna go like.
Which was stupid in my. I always criticize the end of Prometheus. Why are you going? You barely survived one engineer.
Well, I don't think she cared about surviving though at that point. I think she just like, I want to know.
Yeah.
I want to fucking know, and I want to fucking know why they did this to
Right.
me, and fuck them.
That's something I
Her
really
life's
like.
over, really. I mean, she's not getting back to Earth. Her husband or whatever is dead. Her whole crew's dead. The whole thing's a fucking disaster. This planet was a fucking disaster.
Right.
I'm gonna go and fucking say hello to these pieces of shit. And if they like
Yeah.
tell me right before they shot my head off and think I'm cool with that,
Yeah.
she never got to make it.
They
Well-
didn't even have any technology on that planet.
Yeah,
They were wearing rags and living in caves.
Like what?
I mean, who knows if that's actually
Their
the-
home world.
Maybe that's
yeah.
not their home world though. I don't know.
That seemed very homeworld-ish. That's like where all like the women and children were. Like,
Maybe that's like their stupid planet though. And maybe it's like
That's
stupid
District
one.
12. They just kind of like mine there. All right.
well,
They didn't have a
maybe.
computer.
well, that brings okay. That makes more sense.
I mean, it's not that any people either. He just like blew up like one temple. That's the whole fucking engineer race.
Yeah, I guess you're right there. Well, because isn't an alien? They have an engineer on like a ship that they find with like alien pods.
That's
Yeah.
where I was.
That was for Earth though, right?
No. In the original
Oh, an
Alien,
Alien, I'm
in
sorry.
Alien, they have the traditional eggs in the hold, and there's like the dead engineer who got face hugged.
Okay.
And so his ship is on the planet. So how they get from David's weird egg hybrid to that is going to be interesting. So obviously there must be other.
Right, and the engineer, yeah, so
There's
they're
other
out there,
engineers.
yeah. So I'm not sure this was like the engineer planet.
Yeah. It's wherever they're at course.
Or they might be in. I mean, they obviously have technology. So they might be on multiple planets.
I enjoyed them getting wiped out. I enjoyed it because they were just like, hey, welcome back, brother. And it's just like, oh, shit.
I read something that, because they didn't answer why they wanted to kill humanity.
Yeah, they still haven't.
I read something,
Yeah.
I don't know how true this is, but I read that in the original script, they wanted to kill humanity because they killed Jesus, who was an engineer.
I can see why they would take that out.
Which, that makes sense, I guess, because, like, that's why he was just,
I would love for Hollywood to make that movie. They ain't making that.
They ain't making it, but that was in the original script, so if they never answer the question in the next movie, just maybe that's it.
I was happy that they like didn't pose more questions in this one. I guess they were more like, I guess they weren't answering, but they more like, everything that like like they at least explained why there's the new fucking like pod fucking alien shit, and there's different aliens. At least they explained it.
I'm not really too big on.
And they're obviously explaining it now. Maybe it's not the explanation that you wanted.
Yeah, it's not.
That's a different story. That's a different type of problem. But he is answering why, and I mean, and it sounds like by the end of what he's doing, the alien pod from Alien is going to be explained.
Yeah.
Right?
Hopefully.
It seems like he's letting aliens is not going to be a thing. I don't know. Or maybe he will still eventually, like maybe it'll be like what you said, eventually will explain the Queen thing, or
or he'll just throw it out. Someone else like
I just enjoy
I like
sci-fi
Rob.
movies.
I actually like your Hive cut. That's almost exactly the theory that Sam came up with when I was bitching to her. So
maybe she can be the 5.
She's got some Wonder Woman shirts. She could be in.
There you go.
I'd be down for that.
Anti-DC!
Oh,
wait a minute. What?
Anti-DC.
I read online that he had an idea of making this more of a Prometheus 2, like of exploring what she discovers on her new world and stuff like that, and then somehow that just kind of got retconned.
Well, I think that there was a lot of even though Prometheus was successful and it had a very mixed. Some people liked it, a lot of people were like, "Fuck Prometheus." Fuck this. That I think he was a little bit forced to be I need to have aliens in it, and I need to start explaining things. If it's not what you want, I need to start explaining stuff because that was everybody's biggest complaint was that there was one alien kind of at the end that wasn't even an alien, and nobody cared. We want aliens. We want aliens.
Right,
you know what I mean? So he gave us aliens. He started giving us some explanation, and he kind of gave us a Prometheus sequel. Yeah. He kind of gave you what people what at least bitchy people want. Yeah. Again, I enjoyed it. Really, honestly, I didn't come out with a big problem with it. I didn't go in with some fucking huge expectations as well. I love space and sci-fi movies. So if they're basically pretty good, I'm very happy because so many of them turn out just to be shit. That it's you know what, good. I got a good one. I loved the way the movie looked. I like the spaces. Yeah, the crew was stupid, but it's an expendable crew. It's always an expendable crew.
It wasn't that the crew was.
I mean, it's
stupid.
we talk about how
they were stupid.
We talk about how great the fucking Space Marines were. There was one good Space Marine.
No,
Crew
I'm not.
was the whole. If you ever watch Aliens, the whole crew sucks ass.
They do.
They all get killed in one thing. The other one's Bill Paxton. God rest him. He's the fucking worst Marine ever. There's no Marine like him. He should not be there.
In their defense,
game over, man.
In their defense, they get set up.
They do get set up.
They have a bad lead on the mic, taking them in.
Yeah, I guess.
In their defense,
they
do still get taken out pretty rough.
You know, which is probably supposed to be true, but it's we kind of give so much shit to I mean, even in Alien, that crew wasn't some amazing crew. And they weren't really supposed to be they weren't really supposed to be a space crew. Though they were just a cargo ship.
No, you're right. They definitely never.
The crew's gonna be very expendable.
They're always expendable. They always focus on 2 or 3 people, like they did in this one, where it's these are the captain, Tennessee, and Daniels, who's basically Ripley.
I wasn't that into Daniels. I didn't get the.
I wasn't really that.
Was it her hair?
I'm gonna be 100% honest. Her hair played a major factor. A major factor. I was like, dude, when she like, I even saw it in the trailer, but I was like, somehow it was even more jarring. I'm like, we're gonna watch that. Oh, look at that hair. Like, fucking put a wig on or something. I was kind of surprised the way Tennessee's wife like died.
Yeah, she was one of the more ones that bugged me. Like, my problem wasn't the crew. Here's the thing. I think I would have totally loved the movie, like, if they just...
I
made
know.
it to Orphan
I know.
6
Dude, so
and
many,
they colonized.
dude, so many times in these type of movies that happens to me, dude. Because I'll just be like so into the sci-fi part and the exploring part, kind of like,
Ooh, a solar flare. Oh.
like fuck.
Walter builds the cabin and they're just happy.
Yeah, dude. Like, I honestly would have, like...
Dude, it happens all the time in these type of movies. I'm always like, God, because you all sit there and go like, there's gonna be like a fucking... It's gonna get ruined.
It's gonna get ruined.
Like,
We're not gonna make it.
Not gonna make it,
And, like, so... Like, my problem wasn't the crew. Like, my problem was just, like, the turn it took, which is like, okay, it's an alien movie.
It has to take the turn.
But it's just like, it went from just, like, here they are to just all of a sudden, oh, they are an expendable crew. You know what I mean? Which I knew they were, but, like... I don't know. I thought the captain's wife didn't need to die when she died. Like she told, like, the girl, like, locked her in, and she, like, totally had time to not get locked in. Like it was before even the girl knew like what an alien was.
But she was helping when the girl that got locked in was helping the dude.
Yeah, she's helping the dude, and then like they're both in there, like the one who locks her in and her, and he's kind of like starting to freak out. And she gets like blood on her, but she's just like, there's still like time. She like the guy's still freaking out. It's not like there's like a creature coming out. It's like she could have been like, hey, okay, come on, let's go. But she like locks her in, and he's still kind of freaking out. And
because
like,
she thought that she's potentially contaminated as well.
Yeah, but she got sprayed.
I know, but you don't think, oh, I'm contaminated. Also, I need to stay in here. You think they're contaminated?
You just kind of like,
fuck those guys.
Fuck those guys. Exactly what
I actually thought that they did a good job in that part because she was like, she did a good job acting because she seemed like that frantic panic that like, if you guys, I mean, have you ever had like a panic like that? Like your fucking mind is like not doing normal things, or have you ever like been really high or stoned? Your mind is like, you start kind of doing weirdly irrational things. Like you kind of just do that, and when she ran into the thing, like I've like had moments like that where you're so nervous or something about something, like you just things like that happen. You're like numb. I thought like I actually felt like that. I was like, that's kind of like that felt really real to me the way that went down. I was like, oh,
well, you know what they say. Fuck you.
And like now that's what you would do because you'll be like, think about it, because you get super lightheaded and you're just like, oh, what the fuck, like, like what the fuck is going on? That's like, what is that? Like, oh my god, like,
okay, all right.
I was like, because like we always just think of it as if we'd be like in the best mind frame. I was like, what the happened? Like,
get in, we're good.
Get out!
It doesn't work like that with the blood.
like we know.
You didn't inhale the spores.
Exactly.
Well, 100%. I know I'm the fucking captain's chick who gets locked in because I'm like, great. So what do we gotta do now to solve? Bitch, open the door! No! And then I fall in blood, and I'm now fucked. Now I'm
the
fucked.
blood falls. So it's like, fuck.
There's two blood falls.
Dude, that was some slippery blood. But yeah, I liked the crew part and I liked the space part. Just for some reason, once it just got to like, oh, we're versus David, I don't know why. There's just something about it. It just took a turn to where I was just kind of like, I'm not as invested in this anymore.
I was hoping more for the alien to be the focus and not so much
I agree.
evil mastermind saw David. Jigsaw David.
Yeah, I agree. Like with I was disappointed as well. Like when it kind of ended up being like more of the David, especially like when the David they do this all the time in movies. Where like all of a sudden he can talk. He like can talk to the alien, sort of like.
Yeah.
Oh,
like you know, you're just like.
Yeah, just breathe on his house.
Oh, I really didn't like that part where he's all like, and the alien's like, oh.
Well, the fact that they can even be reasoned with,
you know, it's kind of like
they've always been depicted as they're bugs.
Was it always? Did
you
they
know?
protect the mom though in Aliens?
Well, they protect the
queen,
queen,
which
but
makes sense.
He's supposed to be the queen.
that's one of
Okay.
Yeah, but but they never seemed like they would be so tameable. I don't know,
Especially in the first, most wildest iterations, right?
Yeah, because even in the third one when Ripley, they didn't kill Ripley because she had the queen in her, so it makes sense. But that's like they want to protect their queen. They don't give a shit
I guess
about.
David's the queen.
I originally thought they're
Yeah.
not killing David because like they can just like smell. Oh, this is just metal.
That's what I thought too.
Like that's what I kind of thought, and then he was just kind of like, oh no, he's like speaking to it, and they can like control it.
I mean, why can't he be the queen? Right? He's creating them.
He could. I mean, I never considered that, but
Yeah.
Why can't he be the queen? Right?
I mean,
Obviously, in Alien, they
is there an alien in here?
are aliens.
I just get
They
stabbed.
learn. Well, I guess for aliens, it's cut. So fuck it. Never mind.
We
I
don't
was
know
gonna
it's
say, I was
cut.
gonna say
We don't know
they,
it's
they
cut.
take some of the
It's good.
the colonists to the queen. Like they take them and they wrap them up in the stuff. So they do know to take hostages sometimes
Yeah.
in later movies.
I don't know. I liked it. I thought.
Yeah, I mean, they
But
kind
that
of.
baby one showed their mindless killing machines though. It just came out and just immediately was like, your face is fucked, and it was just like immediately.
The
just
white
crashed.
ones.
Yeah.
Yeah, the white one, like that came out of like the sickly dude, and she was stuck in there. It was just like, hey, I'm alive, and you're dying now.
Yeah.
Like that's like exactly how it went.
Well, that's
down.
what they were made for. Is just to mindlessly kill things,
Whatever they. Yeah.
like living things. That's they were just gonna drop them on Earth and go, you know.
And then David's turning them into new forms, basically. Because there's like the whole mosquito thing, whatever that thing is.
Yeah. Sam suggested.
That's where he got the idea of, because that mosquito bug that he found lays its egg like inside
in organisms.
in organisms,
Mhm.
and that's how
Yeah,
it.
he just needed like a way to like transport so it's not goo, right?
Yeah.
Like
Sam suggested that they actually had before David's messing around with him, that they had a short life cycle. Like they were just supposed to kill the planet quickly, and then they themselves also died off. That's why we don't see, like,
That would make sense.
you know,
They would want the bioweapon to not be around.
when they go back.
Yeah, that makes sense. And then David's like making it a longer lifespan with his fuckery, whatever he's doing.
I hope David eventually gets
a
it.
lot of fucking.
You know he's
He
young.
gotta get it.
He needs to get after that Shaw thing. I didn't realize I liked Shaw so much until she got like
I
mutilated.
don't know why you like Shaw that much either.
I just don't like when it's just like like when
I
you,
like
when
Shaw.
you see her just like her like mouth like cut open, just like it's like that's her fate.
I like
Guy's
Shaw.
gotta die.
I like Shaw too,
Yeah.
and I agree with what you're saying for sure.
Yeah.
Because like that's exactly the same way I felt. I was like, that was like not necessarily that I was like fucking Shaw, Team Shaw, but I was like that's the idea that that's her fate.
Right.
It's like fuck.
Yeah. Especially when you see like the hologram just like singing "Take me home, wanna go home." Thanks for building me, bitch.
I don't even know. You don't even know that's what happened. He probably killed all the people, and she was like, "What the fuck, David? You killed all of them?" And he's like, "Oh, Mozart symphony," and then she took her like.
Zip tied her down.
Yeah.
She was probably alive for a long
That's
time.
what I'm saying. It was probably
Yeah.
She never.
horrific-
She didn't get a
horrific
nice neck snap. A neck snap would have been welcome.
I think that she probably what happened. He was probably this is a cut, but he was probably fucking around with the life form, and then either he decided like, "Hey, I need a living subject," or she got killed in an accident, and then he took her body.
I think it was pretty obvious he killed her.
I think he did it on purpose.
Especially when it's like, "What'd you do to her?" The same I'm gonna do to you.
Yeah.
I think he pretty much did it on purpose.
Yeah.
Weird that he made a grave for her though.
It's weird that he kind of had that
Well, he
whole.
said he
I
loved her."
loved her, you know.
He made. Yeah.
He crazy.
I never.
Well, that's the thing. I think he's fucking.
Also,
crazy.
yeah, he's crazy.
I've never been
Wayne
shown
was
such
crazy.
kindness.
Yeah.
Thanks for the kindness.
I like the little Waylon cameo. That was cool.
Yeah.
I always like. For some reason, I always like seeing Waylon for some weird reason. He's eerie. He's all
I
weird.
like that he was.
I like that he's Guy Pearce.
I like that he was Gillian. It was
Yeah.
kind of like,
Yeah. Oh, he's cool. Guy Pearce is cool.
You like Killian now?
I'm kind of coming around on Iron Man 3 until I like rewatch the whole part. Like if I watch the ending, I'm not gonna like it. But
I always like Killian's part in the very beginning where he has like those the 3 ball things and he shows like the space and the brain.
that's what I'm saying. If I watch,
He's always
the end,
cool
I'll be
right
upset.
there.
Yeah.
He's always no, it's cool because he does like he's the nerd in the very beginning and then he's like, oh, like whatever he's doing, that's cool. And then and the movie keeps going and whatever.
And
I digress,
He gets
but,
fire breath and it gets stupid.
Yeah.
Not
his choice.
I guess that's like I agree with you. I wasn't really. I like the sci-fi. I always love the sci-fi in these movies. It's always their universe that they made is like really cool. And I liked them going down on the planet. I always liked that part of it. And then when they just kind of focused on David, and it was another one of those robots gone evil, like agenda story, I kind of was like, I kind of wish they didn't go this direction. I was hoping more for like a Skull Island with aliens.
It would have been nice if Walter would have just like came out victorious.
God, that would have been. I love Walter.
You know, and like they could have just done like another stowaway thing.
The stowaway thing would have been
They
great.
didn't have to be David again, or like they could have. That would have been annoying. I guess I was
Could
gonna
have
say.
had that David put a stowaway thing in him when he did his weird kill switch thing.
Yeah, I mean anything like that, but like would have been nice that like David was out of the picture. Cause kind of like I'm good on David at this point too. Like so, there's gonna be more David.
More David.
Or it's gonna be one of those. It seems like he does. He's got these weird things where like we'll never see David again. Like the next thing we'll be like, oh, we got David.
They almost supposedly they weren't going to even really feature David at all. Like they weren't even going to be in it.
I mean, I thought it was a good. It was definitely. I thought that was like a good twist. I wasn't expecting David personally. I guess you guys watched the prologue, so you knew.
I knew.
I didn't watch
I saw
the
that
prologue.
scene where not where he kills them all, but you see him like walking in a circle.
You see
like,
him
opens,
looking
like,
over the.
See, I did. I didn't know. I had no clue David was in it.
I didn't either. I thought because I had read things that David because in the original story it was like just paradise and it was more on Shaw and like what she finds and David wasn't even like really in it and like I thought Walter was just replacing David and then I guess because of Alien 5 how it got all that buzz they're gonna do Alien 5 and bring Hicks back and all that and Ripley and that's why he put the alien in it
Yeah.
because they were like you need an alien in here.
I don't know why they can't just still do Alien 5, like, especially if he's sort of changing it. So, okay, fine. Well, that's a continuation of that story. This is your fucking story. I don't know. Because if he's not going to have aliens, like, say if he really is, like, kind of kicking out aliens, then it's like, well, then from the fucking get-go, it's never been the same, so...
Right.
I don't know.
I mean, it's had every Alien movie's had a different director, different writer. Like
He's the only one now that's
it went,
kind of
it went with Ripley, Cameron, Fincher. I think was the third one, and then it's like each one just seems like their own thing.
I don't know. I mean, are you excited for more at all?
Like it's hard to explain.
Especially after
I'm
talking
not if like it's definitely like if there was like a trailer and it's like that's one I would like look forward to. Like this weekend I was kind of like that's one I know what it's gonna be though. You know what I mean? Like I want it to be more than an Alien movie. I guess sometimes like I don't want it to just be like whoa they all die and
I remember thinking a little bit towards the end, kind of like, okay, so this is like not too much really is happening.
yeah.
But maybe that's what they wanted to do too, because again, like I don't complain, but all these people fucking complain about stuff like, well, I want it to be more sandboxed.
His main overarching goal, you can tell, is he's doing. He wants to be real philosophical and real. Like existential and all, like who made us? I guess he wanted to do that in the first Alien, but the studio was like, no, that's not gonna fly. Yeah, that's what I read, but it's kind of the thing he always wanted to do. He wanted to make it
Now he has way more power.
Yeah, like, let's question where we came from and what it means to be a robot, what it means to be human, that kind of
So
thing.
I mean, are you still excited for more? Or?
I'm always excited for more. It's one of those things where, since they are prequel movies, they explain stuff that I feel when they explain them, they don't give me a satisfying, that's not really the explanation I would have wanted for what the engineers were and stuff like that. Because in the first one, you kind of had that mystery, and now the mystery is just gone.
We were all angry that we were left with mystery. So it's
well, no, but there's certain
that was the biggest complaint.
There's certain kind of mystery where, the Prometheus mystery was annoying because they just didn't answer questions that they posed. Right. But in Alien, it was like, it's a weird, creepy alien on this planet. Like, what the hell? In Prometheus, it was like, why do they want to kill us? What's with the goo? There's all sorts of...
But now it's like they've explained, what all that is, right?
Yeah, kind of. I mean, we still don't really know what the goo is.
I am looking forward to more, but it's the sequel is probably going to be David-ish. They've got to do something with those aliens and the colony. And I just
Yeah, I don't know, because this is not what I expected this one to be.
Yeah,
so
I want to see it dissected. Tennessee.
Well, it could be something. I mean, it could be something. It could be something where it's 100 years later already, and the column. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, it could be.
I think what it's shown to me that I don't really know what the sequel's going to be.
Like, and so I guess that's my point is, like, I like the sci-fi, I like the space, I like all that, but when it gets to, like, the action of just, like, shooting this, like, alien that's running around, that's when I kind of check out.
Yeah.
So I don't want to, like, when it's like, oh, I am excited for more of it, but at the end of the day, it's just going to be like, and then, like, shoot out the airlock!
Well, I think that's what he tried not to do in Prometheus, and we all fucking didn't like it.
Well, we didn't like it because of, like, the no questions, and it was just like, what did I just
But
watch?
you know what I mean? Because Aliens, he tried not to do that, and then we all I feel like he was forced to kind of do this one the way he did it.
Yeah, well, you know, like, you
And
can't
we're complaining about that. So
Yeah, but
you can't win any of them. Apparently.
He didn't do like what people. I think most people, when they go to see these alien movies, they want to see a movie like Alien, the first one, or they want to see Aliens because
Wasn't this more like Alien though?
It was more like Alien than Aliens, I guess. But
Imagine if we got a whole just Alien movie with like just nothing posed, nothing. We'd be like, what the fuck was that? Cool. It
would just be an Alien movie.
Yeah, but I think people would be irritated by that book because at this point we all answers. We all have to have those answers
because of. If they would have just done another Alien movie and it was just like Alien, but
if they would have done Prometheus, it wouldn't have been like
right. You wouldn't have been like, well, what are the answers?
The quest for answers. He put us into the quest for answers.
If they would have done a good
You're right.
Alien movie with just like one alien and it was like the first one, but they did it better.
But now we're on the quest, Rob.
We're on the quest now.
We're on the quest now.
Yeah, I was like, it's gonna have to totally kind of change genres. I'm using Fast and Furious as an example, but I don't want it to go Fast and Furious.
Yeah.
Just like, from 1 to 2, if we cut out 2, the weird jump we do at 4 is basically where we're at right now. We have to do the 4. And I just need a different story, like more of an adventure, maybe National Treasure. Maybe we're there, we gotta solve some stuff, and there's only one alien.
Do not national.
There's one alien hiding around in the background, kind of like the game.
I get it. Nick
Scary.
Cage. We need Nick Cage.
And, the Declaration of Independence has...
Somehow it's in it. It's floating in space.
Has the engineers.
Honestly, like, yeah.
They are the founding fathers.
They were engineers.
That's not impossible. That's the scary thing about this.
That's the thing. Like, I would prefer that where it's like a more like there's one alien. It's kind of more contained. You're focused on the characters. It's not just like a. But that's not what Alien is. So that's why it's never really been my like cup of tea. I want it to be kind of more sci-fi and whatever, not just like, well, it's a horror slasher film. You know.
Yeah. For me, as of now, anywhere it goes, I'm kind of cool with it. I'm not ultra excited, but I'm enjoying.
Excited for Dissected Tennessee.
Whatever. I'm enjoying the movies. I'm having fun with them. I mean, I'm not looking at them like in a huge way anymore of like what I want to get. I don't know what I want to get. So I mean, I had fun with this movie. I'm glad it came out. I'm glad I saw it.
Yeah.
I actually like Prometheus a little bit more now. And for some reason, I've been coming around on Prometheus since our last viewing.
Well, the thing that, like we said before, Prometheus is beautiful. It's beautifully shot. The cinematography is great. Yes. And it was it's interesting. They touched on David just enough where you're interested. They didn't go full overblown. As far as just like a good sci-fi looking movie and feel, it was good.
Did you guys get anything from Charles? Like anything? Did he say anything?
He was.
Our Fortnite 5-member Charles.
He was basically like in the agreement, like not like me coming out just being like flaccid is probably not accurate. Like I was just like that was.
I was wondering if
that was what I expected.
I was wondering if like more once we got into the conversation because this happens to me too. Especially sometimes I don't like, but other people kind of like it. Towards the end, I'm like, you know what?
Yeah, well, I came out of it being like, that's what I expected, kind of, and it was like he was basically just like I liked it, it was good, but it was what it was, kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he wasn't really. It was like what we all we just came out like, yeah, that wasn't amazing. But
I definitely didn't come out of the theater like, wow, but I came out like, oh, I had a good time. I had a good time watching it.
Yeah, I was more like just.
I'm glad it was made. I'm glad I got to see it.
I was surprised that that's the direction they took it. I wasn't expecting it to be like. David made the aliens and he's all bad.
I wonder if I would have gone in a little different.
That was fine. I was actually kind of happy. I guess that's the word. I was happy that we got where the aliens came from.
And
not what I want.
a part of me is at least happy that, like, because I actually I didn't watch the pro fucking log, so it's like, I guess fuck me. But like, I just thought we would never. I honestly thought we would never hear from David and Shaw again.
I thought so too.
So I was kind of like, oh, I'm actually kind of glad. Like, that's something like it sucks that Shaw died. That's not the way I would have wanted it to go. But at least I fucking know what happened to Shaw.
Yeah.
And I guess I know what happened to fucking David. He's a scumbag.
Yeah.
The only thing, my only real complaint with the movie is the
switcheroo.
the switcheroo.
Yeah.
Because I liked Walter,
I love
and it was such an easy switcheroo, and I thought it was that part was probably done. Even if that was like, I guess maybe there was their intent. I didn't like that part. Other than that, overall, I pretty much enjoyed it. Even the I was like in my head going like, fucking David's like, he's just that fucking bad, huh?
Yeah.
But I could buy it, and I mean, it's like, hey, like that's what he is. He's that fucking bad. Fuck David. You know, he sucks. So.
Yeah. Oh, you know, he's spent 10 years of just doing that stuff, so I don't think he like cares.
Well, I think he's always been crazy too.
Yeah.
And we just didn't. You just don't like. I mean, he was always shitty, and I think he's probably just working Shaw.
I like that even though he like was like trying to turn the Walter, like it still wasn't Walter. It was like, no, you're a piece of shit. Like, like you're an outdated piece of shit model.
Yeah. Well, Walter
Time to
obviously
go.
has improvements, as they said, right? So he can just like read through that shit.
Right. Yeah. Which is cool.
He cannot create. Can't create.
If you're a robot, even as a person, I feel like I know the dude I'm fighting to the death with is reaching for a knife.
Yeah.
How do you not know dude's reaching for a knife?
Well, especially when they're doing like Matrix fights.
Yes!
Well, maybe he did know. Maybe David, he moved and he got stabbed. I mean, we didn't see it.
He could just be like.
That was a
I mean, it seemed like for some reason Walter hesitated, right? That's the idea.
Huh?
Walter hesitated?
Walter hesitated because remember he's like has the rock up. He could have just gone down immediately. There was no need for that.
Yeah, that's true.
For him to have listened to him, because I thought because the switcheroo was so stupid, I thought he was still going to be Walter. Maybe I was like, oh, maybe the switcheroo is a switcheroo, a triple agent, where it's like, oh, it's not David, it's Walter, and he for some reason bought into David's plan.
He planted the
Remember, he said
creation
it's your
of it.
choice, brother. Like you either. Live with them or live here, whatever. It was something like that.
Resonate with them.
I thought maybe he
Solve
still
the
ended up
base.
fucking killed David, or we were gonna have a scene of David like waving alive, something stupid like that. You know what I mean? Like I thought maybe because it was so obvious that it was David. I thought maybe the switch was that it's still Walter, but now Walter has become
With the baby alien next to him.
Baby Groot.
I thought it would have been funny if they just would have. It was just Walter, like we were all suspecting him, and then it just was like Walter.
Or
It's
they-
like, all right, we're building the cabin, and then just like they leave. It's like, oh, it wasn't David.
I didn't think it was eerie. I didn't think it was really eerie when like she realized.
oh,
it.
that's a shitty
Oh,
scene.
that was great.
But my thing was like, I mean, they bought into that, so you just like they were just like, that's Walter, that's Walter.
They'd been taking showers, getting prepped.
I mean, because if it wouldn't it if you and you knew there was two and they were fighting, I would have maybe suspected that. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, I guess.
I didn't see
They
David
I guess
killed.
so, but the no hand thing.
He had
But
cuts
it's
on
on
his
the-
face.
he's a
you know
robot.
Walter heals. He's got cut on his face. Walter heals.
I didn't.
I didn't catch the
I didn't really
healing
catch
part.
the healing.
Yeah, they didn't.
I
Yeah,
guess
he did a
'cause
weird
this,
thing where he like
He goes straight Deadpool. It just goes perfect.
they didn't. Yeah, you're
And
right.
that
They
was a
didn't-
kill shot.
They
Minor
didn't
face last week.
question once. They didn't even like doubt it was Walter for a second.
They
They
didn't give
were-
him an extra look.
They didn't go like David. Nah, it couldn't have been David.
No,
They were just
Mark
like
was-
Walter, come back.
Remember, they're a stupid group.
My heart
There's
was
a-
beating when she took over the Staples. I was like, oh, she knows. She knows.
She don't know.
I thought that too.
She don't know.
I thought she was gonna like get his head or
She
something.
was
Yeah,
going to do the kill shot that
Yeah.
he knew of.
Yeah.
Oh.
I don't know. She don't know.
yeah. It was just a big.
She don't know.
It's weird because it's like
We don't
it was a
know.
twist of a twist of a twist. Because then the twist is like, oh, it's David, but we know it's David. But then it can't be David. And then it is David. So the twist was we knew it was the twist.
Yeah, it was
Which
fine.
almost makes it good.
Hey, maybe
Yeah.
maybe it was a genius move. We just didn't see it.
I mean, I thought it was super obvious, but I didn't think like it didn't like bum me out. I just thought it was like it's so David. Like it didn't like.
Yeah.
It did. It was 100% David. The question that, like I said before,
Is he gonna turn, or is he gonna like screw him over? or
right?
something?
Like when's he gonna? Not if, when.
Yeah,
I was just like, this is it. He's not opening that airlock. Oh, he's opened the airlock.
So-
I thought when she was like out with the alien, he was gonna like close it when she was like out there.
Yeah.
And then he was gonna be like 10 seconds and be like, what?
Any more closing remarks? Anything else? Anybody got anything else to say? Anything,
No,
anything,
it wasn't.
anything
It
else?
wasn't bad. Me saying fuss, it wasn't bad. It was a good movie, and I did enjoy myself. It's just the we've said it 1,000 times. Just the turn that it took, where it's just like we're just hanging out in the cave, and David's a mastermind evil, was not the turn I wanted.
Right.
I wanted more like they're on the alien world. There's aliens. Oh my god, right? And then that's it.
I think like the perfect, even if this movie came out, I might not even like it because I don't really know, but you never know. But I think the perfect alien movie would be kind of a combo of Alien and Aliens, where you have a group of people that you actually kind of like, and it's more horror instead of just the expendable crew with just pure action or just pure horror. Just kind of do a little bit of both. Like I said, like maybe like a Skull Island-ish where they got to get off the planet. Maybe that would have been my ideal Alien, but like Tom said, this wasn't the direction I would have liked it to take, but it wasn't bad.
Anything?
It's the second time you said the Skull Island, and I'm thinking about it. I'm thinking like one guy has to kill the alien, and one guy trying to get the guys off. I like that.
Yeah.
Sounds like Predator.
Yeah, kind of.
I mean, yeah, it sounds done.
But Predator was a
but-
good movie, so so like.
What do you got? Anything you last?
It was good. I liked it. I wish I would have gotten probably I don't know how I would have done the ending different, but I would have gotten more of a finish instead of just the tease I got.
Yeah.
That we need more. We need more, and I don't necessarily say like I gotta have more.
Right.
Yeah.
I guess just knowing there is going to be another one kind of makes that like it's annoying because it's a cliffhanger, but we're gonna get some kind of resolution. But
Yeah, they're not just gonna leave it open ended.
I do agree. I do think they're gonna do something like you said. It's gonna be hundreds of years. Well, actually, they can't because
Who knows what they're gonna fucking do?
Alien supposedly was like 2120 something, and this was like 21 like 06. So they can't do
so
100
it's not
years.
not that much farther.
15.
Yeah,
Okay, so we're gonna. I mean, all right.
Well, he made a lot of headway in 10.
yeah, they really did. for 10, but then it's like one of those organisms that just is real quick, like a fly or something, and they do genetic experiments.
All right. Well, so what we have coming up is we got Pirates next week.
We got Twin Peaks tonight, don't we?
Twin Peaks
How are we
tonight.
watching Twin Peaks though?
None of us have Showtime.
Oh, we have Showtime.
That's what I thought, but he said we didn't, and then I just believed him.
You believe me? I don't leave your house.
I was like, well, we got Showtime. He was like, no, you don't. I was like, nah, I guess we
We've
don't.
watched fights on Showtime.
Okay.
You watch Fights on Showtime?
We
He ain't
have.
watching a fight.
Oh, very time to get Showtime.
Yeah, we want fights on Showtime.
Very time to get Showtime because like I wouldn't mind coming over and watching it.
Yeah, I mean,
Like verify if you haven't fucking have it though.
I'll have to verify, but I'm pretty sure like we've watched
You might be
fights
able
on
to get it, right?
Showtime.
I know I can get it.
When it's happening,
I think so.
will be good.
I don't know.
We'll have to
It's
check.
kind of like the same way that, because remember how like we do the fights is under HBO comedy.
Yeah.
Sometimes that's actually HBO comedy, and sometimes there's a Showtime one.
Okay. Okay, we'll find out.
We'll find
So-
out. But
and,
yeah, we got that. We got Pirates. We got what else?
Pirates is next week, and there was one that was coming
The
out.
week after,
Oh,
there's Baywatch,
Baywatch.
Baywatch comes out with Pirates.
and then Wonder Woman next week.
Yeah.
Oh, so
So we should have Pirates and Wonder Woman on our belt for the next fortnight.
ooh. Well, that's gonna be a tough podcast. So which one are we gonna? It's gonna be a week after Pirates, and we're all we're gonna want to talk about is Wonder Woman.
Well, we can talk about Pirates anyway. We can do a supersized
I
episode.
think we can talk a lot about Pirates. I have a feeling Pirates is gonna get a lot of.
Well,
Just
can we
schedule a
do-
supersized episode.
Can we do
Yeah,
this
send
like
us some
next week? Because we're gonna see Pirates anyway. So
I can't do next weekend.
okay.
All right. Well,
Oh yeah, well, the three of us can though.
Yeah, perfect.
What are you doing next weekend?
I'm going camping. It's a thing.
That's fine. You scheduled it on the right weekend.
I scheduled it on the right
Schedule
weekend.
Luckily, because I know you didn't schedule it. So let's
Oh.
not all pretend like you were like.
No, I was just like, whoo! Like,
So
good
you're not
thing.
going to see Pirates then.
I'll see it, but I'll do a solo viewing afterwards.
Yeah.
I'm sure you guys.
Luckily,
can
Pirates.
contain
Is,
your speaking.
well, luckily, Pirates is like not as like intense.
Like, what can you really spoil?
Pirates and Baywatch.
Like I have no problem seeing Pirates like on Sunday or whatever.
Right.
Yeah.
So
It's not like the plot, unless Jack Sparrow dies in this one.
Yeah, like the spoiler. Like, what could it be?
Oh, they killed. I don't even know the guy's name.
Turner,
Not Turner. Well,
Bill Burner.
Will Burner.
he's back.
The other pirate guy, Barbosa.
Not Barbosa. I mean, even if they killed, they love Barbosa. I'm not too big on Barbosa.
Barbosa's already been killed.
I wouldn't.
I love number one Barbosa. I love Barbosa.
I wouldn't bat an eye if they killed Barbosa. I don't care about it.
I wouldn't bat an eye if anybody died.
Right.
I would have bat an eye if I go to the movies and then the reel starts and it goes, "Boom, we didn't film anything. We're done." Okay.
Yeah.
It's a pretty good movie, really. Then I can walk right down and feel fine about it. So,
It's like a 98 on Rotten Tomatoes.
yeah. It's perfect film.
I was expecting
Awards!
when you said that. I was expecting going out of Alien Covenant because I was kind of like, it was like okay. I expected to see everyone be like, "Wow, the Dark Knight of Aliens!" Like you know, how it always is where you
I
go
saw a
out.
couple reviews that says just like Aliens is back or something like that.
Yeah,
I think people just say that based on the success of the opening weekend because apparently it did 40 million more than Guardians opening weekend, which was like really big.
This?
Yeah.
Like, more than Guardians?
The top article I was just reading is how they just barely edged out Guardians by $1 million.
Either way.
Well, people could write bullshit.
But either way, that means it beat Guardians.
Right, but so the fact that it did really well, people are going like, "Aliens back!" And it's just like just because people saw it in the opening weekend doesn't mean it's like.
I didn't realize it was that much. I didn't realize it beat.
This is the opening sentence.
Oh, to take the top spot.
When is the number one opening at the box office a disappointment? Look no further than Alien Covenant. And then I read the full articles. That they got 36 million for the opening, and Guardians in week 3 got 35.
Huh.
Oh, okay. I thought you meant like it was beating like its opening week. No, it meant
That's
like
what
it
I
became like
read.
people went and saw Alien Covenant over Guardians in the 4th fucking week of Guardians being out.
Yeah, Guardians.
Oh.
Guardians
Like
domestic
Guardians has been
grand
number
right now
one
is
since it
301.
came out,
gotcha.
and this was the first weekend that another movie more people went to see than Guardians.
Right, but if you wanted to see Guardians, you saw Guardians.
That's not a.
Right.
Yeah.
That's
Somebody finally took the number one spot, like on the top chart.
yeah.
Okay, that's a different. Because at first I thought you were saying like it beat.
Yeah, like
Money-wise,
in the
how?
opening weekend,
How?
the
There's no
4th
way.
week.
Well, that's what this says, right? Weekend box office, Alien Covenant narrowly beats Guardians 2 with 36 million.
It means like of the weekend of this weekend, like Guardians 2 on its 3rd week of being out still made $36 million, and Alien Covenant on its 1st week being out made $37 million. Like to take the top spot of the weekend.
Oh, right.
But not as, like, top-
when it opened.
Not
That's
the
not
opening.
really like an accomplishment, though.
Well, it's still like I
Right? Like you beating the
don't know why
guy 3
that's
weeks out.
news, but I mean it's still that's just
Yeah,
what
you
they're
got
saying.
the Hollywood Reporter, you got right.
Well, they're just saying like, oh, like Guardians is finally not the number one this weekend.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Oh, like a movie finally came out that was worth seeing.
It doesn't even mean that. I mean, next week after 4 weeks of being out, I would hope something might eventually beat it. Like, hey, finally, Tom's dick beats it.
About time.
I mean, I'm sure Pirates will have a big week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did anyone else think that the previews were awful? Anyone else get Baby Driver?
I don't want to
I
talk
don't
about
even
it.
know.
I don't want to acknowledge.
Okay.
We're not feeling Baby Driver.
You're,
We're not feeling Baby
Driver. Are you?
I can't wait to bootleg Baby Driver.
I don't think I got Baby.
I don't like that his name's
Oh.
Baby. I can't handle
Who's
that.
Baby Driver? I don't want to.
It's a Jamie Foxx,
It's a lot of actors.
A lot of actors.
John Hamm.
John Hamm, Kevin Spacey.
Kevin Spacey.
The guy who played Punisher. I can't think of his name right now.
Thomas Jane.
No, the
Punisher?
Walking Dead new Punisher.
Yeah.
Shane.
Yeah, Shane.
That would help.
I didn't think you would go back to the other.
I don't know why I went all the way Thomas
That's,
Jane.
that's
You're like-
always anytime you bring up Punisher, Ross is always quick with Thomas Jane.
Yeah.
It's like
I
Frank
like
Roker.
Thomas Jane.
I
and I
think
feel
it's
like
great.
What
I'm
I-
just saying it's funny.
not in Punisher. I just like Thomas Jane in general. And like I feel like that
Okay.
guy's like for some reason not in stuff anymore.
Yeah.
He's a good guy.
I was like in the mist and that.
But yeah, it just it's
Thirsty dog.
it's very much like
Felt stupid.
it's not a Guy Ritchie film. It's Edgar Wright, who I don't actually recognize the name for, but they keep going. Like he's like bigger than the title of the movie, written and directed by Edgar Wright.
Isn't he the guy who was supposed to do Ant-Man?
I thought so. Yeah.
Supposed to do Ant-Man?
Yeah.
I don't know guys from Supposed to Do.
Well,
He probably
like
did
everyone
use-
was all excited because like it's like, ooh, Edgar Wright's doing Ant-Man, and then like because he wanted to do like his own stuff, and Marvel was like, no, you got to keep it with the cinematic universe or something.
Yeah.
I could be totally wrong on that, But then he got like
I was think the biggest blow to that was like everybody wanted that Edgar White Ant-Man. Then Ant-Man was like super good.
yeah.
Nobody gives a shit.
Well,
about
but people are like, well, it's probably because like the leftover Edgar Wright stuff that he wanted to do. That's probably what was good.
Great.
So it's supposed to be very musical, like kind of cool in a cool way. I don't know anything about it. I just know
I gotta see a trailer for it.
I know the music's playing all the time. I know I like Jamie Foxx and the other people. They're good actors.
Jamie Foxx like hasn't had a good movie in so long though. The guy needs to pump something out. Hopefully this is it, huh?
Oh, he did Shaun of the Dead and Scott Pilgrim.
Django maybe.
Django, and then The Kingdom.
Oh, that's why.
The one where they're in the Middle East.
I don't know if that was good or not. Nobody talks about that movie.
Edgar Wright.
That's a long time ago.
Did you see it?
That was a while ago.
What are we calling?
It's like 10 years ago.
It's too much.
Dude, you need to be pumping out good movies every
He's
3
busy,
years.
man. Dude's knocking up Katie Holmes. I guarantee it next year.
Edgar Wright's the Shaun of the Dead and Scott Pilgrim guy. Hot
What do you mean?
Fuzz.
Like, what is he in that? Like, he directed those?
Yeah.
I'm glad he didn't do Ant-Man.
Okay. So that's kind of, like, that kind of filming is kind of how this trailer is. It's kind of Guy Ritchie-ish, which I know is in a big sale in this group.
I only half like those.
So that's why I want to watch it. I don't want to spend $16.
Did you go
on
see
it.
your Guy Ritchie Arthur movie?
No.
Guy Ritchie?
I told you I didn't want to see it. I want to see that on cable.
We got a bootleg.
And I got rid of cable.
I mean, not bootleg.
The only trailer I remember getting was that stupid looking Charlize Theron one.
Atomic Blonde. That's another one I really want to see.
I thought that kind of looked good.
Good for you. I like every time James McAvoy shows up. Other than that, I don't care.
I just need it to show up in a weekend where it's got no competition because it's going to lose every time.
Here's the thing. I thought it looked good, but I know it's like I'm not going to care.
So stupid.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. I don't really... I want to see it.
I want to see American Assassin.
I do want to see American Assassin.
Yeah, okay, we'll see American Assassin.
I don't know which one that is. Yeah.
Want to see that. Oh, hey,
All right, well, Wayne, we're done.
We can record an audio ending and I'll put something on there.
See you in a fortnight.
Just the stick figures on us, like, I don't know why.
But yeah, I think that's it, right? See you in a
Yeah,
fortnight?
that's it. We're petering.
Okay.